أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. uh, so this is the last classification of verb. We've done the first classification, the second, third, fourth, and this is the fifth, which is the last. The last classification we are looking at in this level. So all these classifications are very, very important. So it will make you know every features, every characteristics of a particular verb. Whenever you see a verb, you should be able to determine: is it a madi, is it mudari, is it amr, is it lazim or mutaaddi, is it sahih or mutal, is it ma'lum or majhul, and the last one we are doing now. So you should be able to determine, to say a lot of things about the verb. That is, you should be able to analyze it for us. So after this last lesson, I'm going to bring some verbs for us, and I will analyze it for us, so that you know where all those verbs belongs to, where they belong to. We know it, and we'll be able to use it further in classifying our verbs whenever we see them. But note, any verb you want to analyze, you want to say its features, you must know the meaning of the verb. You must know the meaning of the verb. So it's high time I told you guys that all these verbs that I've been using the same verbs. I've been using Doraba, if you are observant. I've been using Jalasa. I've been using Fariha. So I've been using the same verbs. So how can you improve yourselves in looking for different verbs? You have to improve yourselves. That is, get a dictionary, look for verbs there and their meaning, and try to analyze them. Is this verb transitive or intransitive? So before you can decide that, you must know the meaning of that verb. Is this verb sahih or mu'tal? Is it sahih or mu'tal? Though at least even though you don't know the meaning, there are still some things you can say about the verb, but you can't say some things also. So without wasting our time, let's move on to the last classification, which is at-taqsim al-kamis. At-taqsim al-kamis, the fifth classification. The fifth classification, min haythu tajarrud. Min haythu, in terms of its at-tajarrud. At-tajarrud means freedom. In terms of its freedom from what? From aharufu ziyada or hurufu ziyada. Hurufu ziyada. Hurufu az-ziyada. So what does it mean? Hurufu ziyada means additional letters. Additional letters. Hurufu ziyada. So we are looking at this classification in terms of its freedom. Of its freedom from what? From hurufu ziyada. And these hurufu ziyada are in this word sa'altumuniha. Sa'altumuniha. We have sin, we have alif, we have hamza, we have lam, we have ta, we have mim, we have waw, we have nun, we have ya, we have ha, and we have alif. So all these letters in morphology, they are called what? They are called additional letters. They are called additional letters. So we are looking at the verb in terms of its freedom from all these additional letters. Are you following? Just note that there are some verbs whose sin, hamza, lam, ta, and the likes, and the rest, they are not additional to the verb. They are root to the verb. They are root to the verb. But at times they are additional to the verb. Are you getting? So are you getting it? So let's min haythu tajarrud, in terms of its freedom from additional letters. Additional letters. Was ziyada, and its terms of the verb having, the additional letters. In terms of its freedom from additional letters, and the term of it having an additional letters. So at times you see a verb which is what, whose letters are additional to the verb, and at times you see a verb that doesn't have any additional letter. So let's see how this classification goes. Let's see how it goes. So ينقسم الفعل من حيث التجرد والزيادة إلى قسمين. When looking at it from this aspect, that is the aspect of tajarrud, the freedom from additional letters, and az-ziyada, the acceptance of additional letters, that is the verb having an additional letters. So in terms of these two things, tajarrud wa ziyada, the verb is divided into what? Qismain, two different types. Two different types, and these two types are very, very important. They are very, very important. So you have to note them. So the first one is what? Al-mujarrad. So that is the first one. And the second one is what? Al-mazid. So I'm not going to say the meaning now, because we are still going to look at it extensively. So that is why I'm not going to say the meaning now. But inshallah, now we are looking at the first one, which is what? Al-mujarrad. And in the next video, the next lesson, we look at what? Al-mazid, inshallah. So let's look at the mujarrad. Al-fi'lul mujarrad. So huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi asliyatan. Huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi asliyatan. The definition is so simple, precise, and sweet. I love the definition. So you can easily cram it in such a way that even if they wake you and they ask you ma huwa al-fi'l al-mujarrad, you'll be able to tell them that al-fi'l al-mujarrad huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi asliya. So let's look at the meaning. So this fi'l mujarrad is what? Is the verb that kanat, that jami'u hurufihi, all its letters, jami'u hurufihi, all its what? Letters, asliyatan, are root letters. Let's see, like, don't forget the fa'ala. Don't forget, it's very, very important. It's a key. So the fa'ala, what do we call fa'ala? Fa'ala are what? Huruf al-asliya, al-huruf al-asliya, the root letters. So we are now saying that al-fi'l mujarrad wa makanat jami'u hurufihi is the verb whose letters, that all its letters, its fa'ul fi'l, its ainul fi'l, its lamul fi'l, all its letters, they are what? They are asliya. They are root. In such a way that you cannot remove one, like erasing fa now and remaining what? Allah. What's the meaning of Allah? It has no meaning. So whenever we make use of, whenever we see a verb whose letters are root to the verb, in such a way that whenever you remove any letter from the letters, it will spoil the meaning. It won't have any meaning again. Then the verb is what? Al-fi'lu al-mujarrad, the root verb. The verb is what? The root verb. That is, all its letters are root to the verb. So let's look at an example. This this file now, we have Doraba. Can I say I make it of Doraba? So if you want to practice, make sure you read extensively. Don't restrict yourself from the examples I'm bringing. So I'm just bringing these examples. I have varieties of verb, but I'm just bringing this one because you are familiar with it. So that I'll be able to transfer what I want to transfer to you. I'll be able to transfer it successfully. So whenever I use a verb that you don't know now, you don't know the meaning. First, you be battling with the meaning. That what's the meaning of Jalaba? What's the meaning of Aposa and things like that? So I will just bring verbs that are familiar. That's why I'm bringing Doraba, because I know you should know Doraba. If you don't know Doraba, well, don't let me talk. So Doraba. So this Doraba now is what? Is fi'l mujarrad. Is fi'lun mujarrad. Is a root verb. Why is it a root verb? It's a root verb because its letters dot, ra, and ba, they are root to the verb in such a way that you cannot eliminate any of the letters and expect it to have the same meaning. You cannot eliminate dot, remaining ra and ba, raba. What is the meaning of raba? Raba has no meaning. It has no meaning. So you cannot eliminate ba, remaining do, ra. What is the meaning of dora? It has no meaning. And you cannot eliminate ra to remaining do, ba. So all these ones are not making sense. They have no meaning. So that is the reason why this verb is what? It's called al-fi'lu al-mujarrad. That is a verb. The verb that is what? That is free. That is free from additional letters. The verb that is free from additional letters. And the additional letters, as I said earlier, they are what? They are embedded in the word sa'altumuniha, sin, hamza, alif hamza, lam, ta, mim, waw, nun, ya, ha, and alif. They are 10. They are 10. So they are free from all these letters. So at times, okay, let me bring this example. Sa'ala. Let me bring sa'ala. 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 Is sa'ala fi'l mujarrad or not? Is it fi'l mujarrad? Some people will be puzzled, they'll be confused that sa'ala is not fi'l mujarrad, whereas sa'ala is fi'l mujarrad. And why did they say it's not fi'l mujarrad? Because they can cite the hamza there, and hamza is part of what? Sa'altumuniha. Sa'a, the hamza there is part of the additional letters. And we said fi'l mujarrad are the verb whose letters are free from the additional letters, and this sa'ala is having one of the additional letters. So we now look at it. We now look at the sa'ala. Is this hamza? Is this hamza we're talking about? Is it an additional letter to the verb, or it's a root letter to the verb in such a way that if you remove the hamza, alif hamza, is going to have a meaning, or is not going to have a meaning? So if you remove the hamza from it, if the verb is still having a meaning, Salah. If the verb is still having a meaning, then the hamza is what? Is not root to the verb, because it's not relevant. It's not important. If you remove it, it makes no changes. So it makes no changes. So that is the reason why we can say the verb is not fi'l mujarrad, because the hamza there is what? Is an additional letter. But in the case of sa'ala, this hamza there is root to the verb. Why is it root to the verb? Because if you remove it, if you remove the hamza, it's going to become what? It's going to remain salah. It's going to remain salah. and Salah has no meaning. Salah has no meaning. Definitely, the Hamza is very relevant. Is very very relevant in the what? In the verb. Then it's a root letter. It's a root letter, and the verb is what? The verb is a root verb. Al-fi'l al-mujarrad. Al-fi'l al-mujarrad. And also you can see this sin. This sin also is also part of the additional letters, but the sin is root to the verb, because if you remove the sin, the Allah is not going to have a meaning again. The Allah is not what going to have a meaning again. So the verb, the sin is also what is also relevant in the letters. So if we cannot eliminate it, definitely is a root letter, and the verb is a root verb. Are you following? Okay, let me bring another example. Let me bring akrama, for example. Akrama. Akrama. Akrama, is it a fi'l? Is it fi'l mujarrad? Akrama, is it fi'l mujarrad? No, it's not fi'l mujarrad. Why is it fi'l mujarrad? Why is it not fi'l mujarrad? It's not fi'l mujarrad because we can cite one of the additional letters there. And because fi'l mujarrad must be free from the additional letters. So we have to note whether this hamza is really an additional letter or not, or a root letter to the verb. How can we know that? You can know that in such a way that if you remove this alif hamza there, is the verb still going to have a meaning or not? Is the verb still going to be making sense or not? So let's remove this alif hamza and see what will remain. If we remove this hamza now, it will remain what? Kaf, ro, ma. And there's something we call karuma. Karuma is also a verb that has a meaning. So it's from this karuma we got this akrama. So that means the hamza is not relevant. The hamza there, the alif hamza is not what? Is not relevant, because when we remove it, the verb is still having meaning. It's still having a meaning. So karuma has a meaning, and akrama also has a meaning, but their meaning are different. I'm not here to teach you the meaning. I'm here to teach you the construction of the words. Because if I teach you the meaning, it's going to be complex. I don't want that. You see, do that in your level 3, inshallah. Level 3, inshallah. So this verb now is not what? Is not fi'l mujarrad. Akrama is not fi'l mujarrad, because there is hamza there, which is what? Which is an increased letter, in such a way that if you remove the hamza, the verb is still going to have a meaning. But in the case of mujarrad, you cannot remove any letter from it, even though the letter is one of the sa'altu muniha additional letters. Even though the letter is from it, you cannot, once the letter is relevant in the verb, once the letter is relevant, once the elimination of the letter from the verb is going to render it meaningless, then the letter is a root letter and the verb is a root verb, which is al-fi'l al-mujarrad. Al-fi'l al-mujarrad. So I hope you get that now. So al-fi'l mujarrad, kisman. This fi'l mujarrad we're talking about, this root verb, kisman, is divided into two. It's of two types. So the first one is what? Al-mujarrad as-sulasi and al-mujarrad al-rubai. So let's look at them in the next slide. Al-mujarrad as-sulasi. So I believe we all know the meaning of mujarrad now. We said mujarrad huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi asliyatan. Asliyatan. Don't forget, that one is having tanween. Asliyatan. Because the definition is somehow similar. The only difference there is just this sulasi. 3-letter mujarrad. That is the meaning. 3-letter mujarrad. So the definition there, the definition in Arabic is somehow very similar to the previous one. So the only difference there is that the previous one, the mujarrad definition is that huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi asliyatan. But in this three-letter mujarrad, three-letter root verb, the main definition is what? Huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi. This one is not asliyatan. This one is al asliyati salasatan. نعم هو ما كانت جميع حروفه الأصلية ثلاثة. وما كانت جميع حروفه الأصلية ثلاثة. So is the verb whose letters is the verb that جميع حروفه, all its letters that are already roots to the verb, because it's mujarrad we are talking about, because it's just part of mujarrad. So the only difference there is that the root letters are what? They are three. Salah Satan. So it's the verb that jami hurufihi, all its letters, all jami hurufihi means what? All its letters al asliyati, that are what? That are roots. Salah Satan are three. So it means what? 3-letter mujarrad, 3-letter root verb, 3-letter root verb. So walahu thalathatu awzan, and it has 3 templates. It has 3 templates, which are fa'ala, fa'ila, fa'ula. I believe you all know all these things before. You know this template before, but you don't know where it belongs to in morphology. Now you are knowing it now. Make sure you note them. Al mujarrad thulathi, the 3-letter mujarrad, the 3-letter root verb. It has 3 templates. It has 3 templates, which are what? Fa'ala, fa'ila, and what? Fa'ula. So firstly, we can induce from this fa'ala that the verb is what? Is a mujarrad, right? And which type of mujarrad is a 3-letter mujarrad, because its letters are 3. Its root letters are what? They are 3. I hope you get that. So fa'ala. The only difference here is that the ayn will fail. This ayn is the one that is changing. The ayn is taking fatha in the first one, in the second one is taking kasra, and in the third one is taking dhamma. So in sarfu we base more on verb. We base more on verb, and we base more on the middle letter of the verb, the ayn. The middle letter, you can see the ayn is the middle letter. Is it taking fatha? Is it taking dhamma? Is it kasra? That is the problem that if you're having headache of if you are not careful. So just take it now from the basics. That's why I'm taking you from the basics. Fa'ala, fa'ila, and fa'ula. That's all. We never see any mujarrad verb which is sulasi, which is 3-letter. That is not one of these. That is not from one of these templates. We have fa'ala. Okay, let's look at the example of fa'ala. Fa'ala, the first one. You can, you yourself, you should be able to bring a verb from this template. You should be able to bring a lot of verbs from this fa'ala. Verb whose ayn will fin, whose middle letter is taking fatha, because we all know this fa is already must take fatha, and this lam must take fatha, but the middle letter is taking fatha. We are more concerned with the middle letter. So the middle letter is taking fatha. I should be able to bring the verb. We have daraba, for example. We have daraba. You can see daraba. You can see the raw. The ainul fin is taking what? Is taking fatha. Daraba. We have zajada. sajada, doraba, sajada. Following the template of what? The template of fa'ala. Fa'ala, doraba, sajada, dakhala, kharaja, kataba, latoma, nazala. And we have a lot of verbs under this template. So the second one is what? Fa'ila. Fa'ila. Under fa'ila, you can see the fa'ila, the ainul fi'l is taking what? It's taking kesra. It's taking kesra. So under fa'ila we have what? We have fariha. We have la'iba. You can see the ainul fi'l is taking kesra. Taking kesra, taking kesra. Fariha, la'iba, hamida. Fariha, la'iba, hamida. So we have a lot of verbs under this template. Also, the last one, which is what? The fa'ula. Fa'ula, which its ainul is taking doma. Doma. So under this template we have a lot of verbs. Part of them are jamula, jamula, koruba, kabura, sogura, ba'uda, and the likes. So you can see it's following this template. This template, fa'ula, jamula, koruba, kabura, kasura. It must follow this template. So any verb you see that follows this template and its letters are 3, and you can figure out that the letter is, all the letters are roots to the verb, then the verb is what? The verb is al-fi'lu as-sulafi. Al-fi'lu as-sulafi. So that's that on al-mujarradu sulasi. Sorry, I said al-mujarradu sulasi rather. It's called al-mujarradu as-sulasi. So that's that on that. Let's look at the second one, which is al-mujarradu rubai. Al-mujarradu al-rubai. So there is no difference between this definition and the previous definition. The definition of al-mujarradu sulasi. The only difference there is that one is 3-letter root verb, and this one is what? 4 letters root verb. 4 letters. That is the mujarrad. The root letters are 4. That is just it. The definition in Arabic is huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi al-asliya arba'atan. So we can see the difference. In the previous one, it said what? Huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi al-asliyati arba'atan. Arba'atan. So very, very simple. Very, very simple. But if you are not careful, you can mix it up. You can mix it up. So huwa ma kanat jami'u hurufihi al-asliya is the verb that all its letters al-asliya that are root, that is all its root letters are what? Are 4. And we count the root letter there in the verb. They are what? They are 4. Wala waznun wahid. So under this mujarrad, under this al-fi'l mujarrad rubai, the templates, the waznu is what? Is wahid. 1. Is that it has only one template, which is what? Which is fa'lala. Fa'lala. So this one has only one template, which is fa'lala. The previous one has 3, which is what? Fa'ala, fa'ila, and fa'ula. But this one has one template, which is what? Fa'lala. You can see the fa 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 letters. Its root letters are 4. Definitely, all these letters, they are what? They are root to the verb. They are root to the verb. Let's look at the example. We have fa'lala, fa'lala. Then we have dahraja, dahraja. Following the template of what? Fa'lala. Fa'lala. So we also have zalzala, zalzala, zalzala. And the last one we have kahkora, kahkora. So that is the last one. So all these verbs now, dahraja, zalzala, kahkora, they are root to the verb, in the sense that if you remove one letter from it, it's not going to make sense again. It's not going to give you a meaning again. We have da haroja. You cannot remove da and remain ha roja. It's not going to give you a meaning that is related. It might give you meaning because the meaning of haroj. Haroja has meaning, but it's not going to give you a related meaning to the meaning of this verb. Da haroja. So we have, if you remove this ha, it's going to be what? Da raja. Da roja. If you remove this ro, it's going to be what? Da haja. Da. So you cannot remove any letter here, because if you remove it, it's not going to give you a meaning that will be related to the original meaning of the verb. It can only give you, it's possible for it to give you a meaning that will be less related, that will not be related at all to the meaning, to the original meaning of this verb. So definitely, all these letters are roots. They are roots. They are not additional to the verb. We have verb whose letters are four. Whose letters are four, like ahsana, ahsana. These letters here, they are four. It has four letters now. So, but this verb is not al-mujarrad. It's not mujarrad. It's not mujarrad rubai. Why is it not mujarrad rubai? They are four, right? But it's not mujarrad. The reason why it's not mujarrad rubai is that there is an additional letter there, which is what? Which is alif hamza, and the additional letter there is not relevant. If you remove it, is it going to have a meaning? Related meaning. Okay, the related meaning I'm talking about it is that this ahsana means what? To make something good. To make something good. So removing this alif hamza now, becoming hasuna. Remaining ha, sin, and nun. And there is a meaning for hasuna which is related to the original meaning of ahsana. We said ahsana with this alif hamza, it means what? It means to make something good. To make something good. So and hasuna ordinarily without this hamza is still having a meaning that is related to it when the hamza is there. Definitely this hamza is what? It's not relevant. It's not relevant. Hasuna means to be good. To be good. And ahsana means to make something good. You can see there's a related meaning. The meaning is still related. But in the case of this daharoja meaning is different from, is very, very far from the meaning of haroja by removing this da. So definitely this dal must be there. It's relevant. It's relevant. It's a root letter. But this hamza is a letter, but it's not relevant. It's not a root letter, because if we remove it, the verb is still going to make a related meaning to the original one. So that is that on the al-mujarrad. So watch out for the next video where I will be explaining the second type of under this classification, which is what? Which is al-mazid. Al-mazid. So these two types are very, very important. They are very, very important. You have to be very serious about them and make sure you practice on your own. May Allah make it easy for us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.